How to Catch a Leprechaun by Adam Wallace. Illustrated by Andy Elkerton. Overview of the book. How to Catch a Leprechaun is a playful children's picture book that blends humor, rhyme, imagination, and the spirit of St. Patrick's Day. The story follows a mischievous leprechaun who sneaks into homes and classrooms, causing magical chaos, while children try and fail to trap him. The book is written in lively rhyming verse and directly addresses the reader, making it feel interactive and exciting. Rather than a traditional plot with a beginning, middle, end conflict, the book unfolds as a sequence of clever trap attempts and the leprechaun's witty escapes. The setup. St. Patrick's Day mischief. The story opens with excitement. St. Patrick's Day has arrived. The leprechaun announces his arrival proudly. He boasts about his cleverness and his ability to avoid being captured. He warns the children, "You'll never catch me, no matter what you try." Immediately, the tone is playful and competitive. The leprechaun positions himself as confident, mischievous, and magical. What this establishes: the leprechaun is the narrator. The story is a game between children and the leprechaun. The main tension: can the children catch him? The traps begin. Children design increasingly elaborate traps to capture the leprechaun. These traps are creative and imaginative, often built from everyday objects. Examples of traps include boxes propped up with sticks, glittery gold coin trails, rainbow-colored contraptions, nets, ropes, and clever mechanisms. Each time, the leprechaun describes how impressed he is, but then shows how he escapes. He might slip through a tiny hole, use magic to teleport, trick the trap into backfiring, replace gold coins with chocolate coins. The humor builds as each trap fails in a different, unexpected way. The chaos escalates. As the story continues, the leprechaun's mischief grows bigger. He paints everything green, leaves shamrock footprints, rearranges furniture, spills glitter, leaves rainbow-colored messes. The scenes become visually busier and more chaotic. The illustrations are packed with tiny details, encouraging children to search the page carefully. The leprechaun laughs and teases, "You were so close." This repeated near success keeps suspense alive. The near capture. Toward the end of the book, it appears the children might finally succeed. One trap almost works. The leprechaun is momentarily surprised, maybe even a little worried. But at the last second, he escapes again. This reinforces a central theme: leprechauns are nearly impossible to catch. The final message. The book ends with the leprechaun escaping, but not without leaving behind gold chocolate coins, a note, a promise to return next year. Rather than feeling like failure, the ending feels triumphant and magical. The children didn't catch him, but they experienced magic. Themes in the book. Glowing star 1. Creativity and imagination. The most important theme is imagination. The children invent, design, experiment, problem solve. The book encourages kids to build their own leprechaun traps in real life, a popular classroom activity. It shows that the fun is in trying, not necessarily succeeding. 4-leaf clover 2. Playful competition. The story presents a friendly battle of wits, children versus to suspend disbelief. The book protects the wonder of childhood. Tears of Joy 4. Humor and surprise. The rhyming text creates rhythm and anticipation. Children can predict, there will be a trap, but he'll escape. The repetition builds comedic timing. The role of illustration. Illustrator Andy Elkerton brings energy to every page. Artistic style. Bright greens and golds. Cartoon-style characters. Exaggerated expressions. Hidden visual jokes. Children often spend extra time examining tiny shamrocks, sparkling gold clues to how the leprechaun escaped. The artwork makes the book highly interactive. Educational value. Teachers love this book for classroom use. It encourages STEM thinking, designing traps, creative writing, group collaboration, holiday engagement. Students often Draw their own trap blueprints, write persuasive letters to leprechauns, test trap designs. The book turns reading into action. Narrative structure breakdown. Though simple, the structure is clever. Introduction: Leprechaun arrives. Rising attempts, traps escalate. Peak tension, almost caught. Twist, escapes again. Resolution, magic remains. It mirrors traditional story arcs but keeps the mood light and cyclical, since the leprechaun promises to return next year. Puzzle piece character analysis. The leprechaun is confident, clever, slightly mischievous, not malicious, proud of his magical skill he represents. Trickster archetypes in folklore. Playful rebellion, magical intelligence. In Irish folklore, leprechauns guard pots of gold and outwit humans. The book adapts this myth in a child-friendly way. Four-leaf clover cultural context. Leprechauns originate in Irish mythology. Traditionally, they are shoemakers, solitary fairies, guardians of hidden treasure. The book modernizes the folklore for classrooms and homes. Rather than dark fairy lore, the tone is bright and humorous. Light bulb why children love this book. Repetition builds excitement. Rhymes are easy to follow. Visual chaos is entertaining. It invites participation. It connects to a fun holiday. Most importantly, it turns readers into active participants. Party popper emotional impact. The emotional journey includes excitement, curiosity, hope, suspense, laughter, delight. Even though the children never win, they still feel joy. The book teaches magic isn't about catching, it's about experiencing. Trophy why it's popular. The book is part of a larger How to Catch series by Adam Wallace, which includes Catching Unicorns, The Easter Bunny, The Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus. The formula works because it encourages imagination as repeatable, fits seasonal celebrations. Rainbow final reflection. How to Catch a Leprechaun is not just a story about catching a magical creature. It's about trying, creating, laughing, believing. The leprechaun always escapes, but he leaves behind something more important than gold.